Howdy, Smash Bros. Gamers! So, we finally reached the end of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate post-launch content lifecycle, and what a wild ride it's been! Despite Sakurai saying not to expect too many newcomers due to the groundbreaking return of every character in the series' history, the base game's newcomers, combined with DLC support, has massively bolstered the already impressive roster of Smash fighters. So the reveal of a new fighter is something of a cultural phenomenon, to be honest. A beautiful snapshot on the internet, fleeting, ephemeral, like a firework. It gets people talking and it builds up a lot of hype, so it's only appropriate to celebrate those moments. And what better way than to look back at some of the best ones from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, the judging for this list will be based on several different factors. Obviously, the character themselves will be considered, but besides that, the trailer, the cinematic part, will be a big part of the judging, as well as any context and storylines leading up to that reveal. Stuff like leaks and rumors and just the history of people wanting that character, I guess. Finally, I'll try not to inject too much personal character bias and favoritism into my rankings. As much as I love Pyra and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, her reveal trailer was not quite as good as I would have liked it to be. So, without any further introduction, let's start off the list at number 10. I'm going to be putting the legendary vampire killer Simon Belmont, and as well as the bonus character reveal of Richter. So, Simon was leaked heavily beforehand thanks to the infamous Vergeben leaks. They spoiled Ridley and Daisy beforehand, so Simon being listed among them seemed more like an inevitability than anything. Even Nintendo got in on the leaking action, accidentally changing the title of a music video to a Castlevania song the night before the trailer was set to air. So we knew Simon was coming, and pretty much when he was coming, but Sakurai still managed to put on a real show of a reveal all the same. A great CGI cinematic trailer that perfectly captured the ambiance of the Castlevania series, and probably the cleanest looking 3D render of Simon Belmont that there's ever been in all of his barbarian glory. Then, suddenly out of nowhere, Richter shows up, something that nobody expected, but was a fantastic utilization of the Echo Fighter system that was, sadly, criminally underused in the final product. And on top of that, Luigi just straight up gets his soul ripped out. Just how metal is that? Interestingly, this trailer also gave a bit of a teaser for Luigi's Mansion 3, marking the first appearance of the Poltergust G00 with the suction shot feature. That would also become Luigi's grab in the final Smash Ultimate game. Next up, at number 9, is Min Min from ARMS. You might be asking, what the heck is an ARMS and why is it in Smash? And to be honest, I'm wondering the same thing as well. While Min Min herself is not commonly regarded as the fan favorite for DLC characters, I must say I do respect how well her reveal and the lead-up was handled. As you might know, the character was not initially revealed to be Min Min specifically, but rather just that the next Smash character would be one of the many characters from ARMS. This put the spotlight on ARMS for a few months, a game that was well past its prime. It gave way to a lot of character speculation, as there were several other frontrunners for that character slot like Ribbon Girl or Twintel. And ultimately, revealing it this way did soften the blow for those who might have been disappointed, since ARMS is indeed somewhat of a niche title. Well, come the day of the reveal, we still didn't know who the character would be. The trailer starts off with a wonderfully drawn 2D animated short, as opposed to the usual CGI trailers that have been featured in Ultimate. The ARMS characters are all shown fighting for the Smash invite, which lines up with how speculation was pitting the ARMS fighters against each other. Ultimately, it was Min Min, of course, who got the character slot, and this leads right into the Sakurai Presents segment. Really, the main reason this entry is on the list is because of the great animated trailer. The art style is very pleasant, and it's charming seeing Kirby and Captain Falcon enjoying a bowl of noodles. They even got Captain Falcon's voice actor to record new sound bites for the video, even if they were just grunts. Captain Falcon's been using the same reused voice clips since Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so this was a neat little detail. For number 8, I'm going to go with Kazuya Mishima. The Tekken man himself really came out of left field for a lot of people. Many were thinking that Bandai Namco was due for a second character at some point in the DLC cycle, since they were part of the development team and yet the only Namco character was Pac-Man. However, the Heihachi Mishima Mii costume coming out a few updates prior in an unrelated character pack seemed to be a bit of a nail in the coffin, since Heihachi was the obvious candidate for a Namco character. I mean, he was in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, so it just seemed like a perfect fit. So when the Nintendo E3 2021 presentation opened up, and it was a Smash character trailer, no one was really expecting Kazuya. He had a great trailer that referenced the iconic scene in Tekken where Kazuya throws Heihachi into the volcano, and then he just keeps throwing in more characters. The comedic timing of the reveal trailer is executed quite well and still does a good job of making Kazuya look appropriately imposing and powerful. The gameplay section of the trailer was quite interesting as well, showcasing all of Kazuya's many attacks and devastating combos, confusing the viewer as to what the heck he's doing, since there sure as hell wasn't anything like that in Super Smash Bros. Up to that point. So next at number 7 is the man that broke Twitter himself, Steven Minecraft. While it's arguable if the character himself is particularly iconic, Minecraft definitely is, making it probably one of the biggest character additions in the game. Minecraft content being in Smash was one of the biggest leaks even before the launch of the base game, so it seemed like a likely bet, but of course we couldn't really be sure if it was happening or not. And then the bombshell of an announcement just kind of dropped out of nowhere, no direct or anything. Although the announcement trailer did line up with Minecon that year, so it is fitting. Despite being up there with the biggest games of all time within the core Smash community, Steve was somewhat of a controversial pick, one might say. But at the very least, most could understand and respect the decision. The trailer itself is pretty decent. Avid Minecraft heads could recognize the environment before Steve himself showed up on the screen, just from the textures and the sound effects, but seeing the block walls break down and shining light on the block man himself was just a legendary moment that really gave the impression that something big was happening. And then of course the scene of Mario getting blown up by a creeper, it's just almost surreal. The video does, however, kinda lose a few points for having a mix of gameplay footage rather than just being uniquely animated CGI all the way through. It does somewhat cheapen the overall experience, since some of the other trailers got full CGI reveals from the start, but that might be considered somewhat of a nitpick. For rank 6, we got a real big one. I am, of course, talking about Ridley. So Ridley was revealed at the end of the initial Smash Ultimate reveal presentation, after the big "Everyone is here" trailer and Sakurai's segment talking about some of the design changes. All the Smash fans were already over the moon seeing the fan favorite characters like Snake and Wolf come back, so Ridley getting thrown in on top of that was a devastatingly effective 1-2 punch. Ridley has quite a storied history when it comes to Smash speculation. Ridley being too big for Smash was one of the most infamous Smash memes back before Brawl came out, and the age of internet shitposting was still somewhat in its infancy. Even before that though, people have wanted Ridley back when he made a 2-second appearance in the Super Smash Bros. Melee opening trailer. So seeing him finally after all these years make his playable debut really cemented the fact that yes, Smash Ultimate was the game where dreams would come true. Just for the legacy factor of Ridley being one of the most consistently brought up names in pre-release Smash discussion for well over a decade, Ridley's reveal is very much deserving of a relatively high rank. As for the cinematic trailer, it was quite good as well. It featured an unprecedented level of brutality that was fitting of the space pirate, but would go on to be something of a running gag in the Ultimate reveal trailers from then on. And then at number 5, we're really moving into the high profile stuff with our most recent and overall final Smash Ultimate character, Sora from the Kingdom Hearts. Putting Sora up here was admittedly somewhat of an exercise in ignoring personal character bias, but I can't deny that it's a great reveal and overall an objectively good character addition. So the reveal bookends Smash Ultimate's content cycle perfectly by bringing us all the way back to the Flaming Smash Ball from the game's first reveal trailer with the Inklings, back in the chaotic Wild West before we even knew if the game was going to be more than a Smash 4 port. A ton of suspense is built right up until the moment where the camera zooms in on that Mickey Mouse keychain, and there's when all hell breaks loose. Sora was actually leaked in what was, in hindsight, a pretty convincing way. While there's no way to tell if the leak was real or fake, having the leak dates line up so well made it difficult to ignore. There were no other real conflicting leaks to latch onto at that point, so even if people didn't believe the leak personally, the idea of Sora was always kinda gonna be in the back of their heads. Well, the overall impact of the character reveal was still pretty grand, and it was also very satisfying after all these years to finally know the true winner of the Smash 4 character ballot vote. It's strangely cathartic in a spiteful sort of way knowing that Bayonetta, that game-ruining witch, isn't the actual overall winner now. However, I'm only placing it at number 5 since the trailer itself, well, being a great send-off for the end of Smash Ultimate, was not super interesting as a Sora trailer. He just kinda flies around as if Nintendo was just flexing that they were able to come to an agreement with Disney. It's not really the kind of trailer that's exciting to go back and rewatch, if you know what I'm saying. What could possibly top the ultimate reveal of Smash Ultimate? How about a big lizard with a gun? He was first revealed at the tail end of a dedicated Smash Ultimate Direct, the very same one that revealed the Belmonts. Prior to this, we still had Sakurai's word to go off of that not many newcomers would be added to the game, and yet in that very same presentation we got 4 new characters announced. Granted, 3 of them were Echo Fighters, but nonetheless, there were a lot of surprises in the game to be had, for sure. So we get to the end of the presentation and Sakurai says his closing bits, with the main menu UI being the last segment. Usually they don't really do surprise announcements at the end of Nintendo Directs. The last thing they talk about is often it, really, without any fake-outs. But then as Sakurai is saying, "Thanks for watching," a loud thump can be heard in the background, and then another. In those brief moments, one might think that a new character teaser is coming. Possibly for a giant character. Then the trailer starts, and it's one of the better ones in this series, I would say. Since it features Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, it's pretty easy to put 2 and 2 together and know that King K. Rool is coming. But it's still an enjoyable trailer with the comedic timing and the absolute banger remix of Gangplank Galleon. After being absent for so many years, with his last appearance being in Mario Baseball of all things, the Kongs were right to be as shocked as they were. Like Ridley, K. Rool was a never-ever kind of character that fans have wanted for a long time to fill out the roster for an otherwise underrepresented series, although to a somewhat lesser extent. Still, Sakurai and the developer team were very well aware of the fan demand for the Crocodile King, and it's through that fan passion that this neglected character was allowed to once again see the light of day. So of course, since that reveal was so good, the next entry has to be the direct sequel. I am talking about BanjoKazooie's reveal, obviously. Banjo's trailer continues as a sequel of K. Rool's trailer, fittingly as they both have their origins from Rare, back when they were working with Nintendo. I really enjoyed how they teased the character before the actual name drop with the golden Jiggy bouncing across the screen. Any fans of the character and the series would instantly be able to pick up on what's going on if it wasn't already clear. The trailer is masterfully crafted to evoke a sense of nostalgia, like welcoming home an old friend, with the triumphant remix of Spiral Mountain, composed by the original composer, Grant Kirkhope, and all the Donkey Kong characters cheering wildly for the return of the bear and the bird. Heck, I even felt it a bit, and I never even played BanjoKazooie growing up. People have said that Banjo feels designed like a character that could have been in Smash the whole time, and it really does feel like that's kind of the angle they were going for. I guess it also helps that he doesn't have a bullshit DLC factor gameplay mechanic, but that's besides the point. With Rare being owned by Microsoft, it was always a little dubious if they even stood a chance of getting into Smash, especially since the IP has remained dormant for well over a decade now. I guess it just goes to show that the N64 nostalgia runs quite deep. That's where the Smash series gets its roots from after all. The second best reveal is going to have to be Joker from the Persona 5 series. Mr. Amamiya himself had a unmatched spectacle of a reveal being shown off at the Game Awards. The stars just so happened to align, and the show was on the night of Smash Ultimate's eShop launch. So even though there was no reason to really expect Smash news at that event, many fans were tuned in regardless as they waited for their digital copies of the game to unlock if they bought it through the eShop. The hype was already at critical mass just for the base game. It also just so happened that Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight had released only a few days prior. So Persona 5 was fresh in people's minds, even if that was just a mediocre spin-off title. So since the Persona 5 milking machine was in full force, nobody really thought twice when what appeared to be a new Persona 5 project showed up on the screen randomly as one of that night's world-exclusive announcements. But when the Smash logo showed up and it was announced that Joker would be the very first DLC character, everyone flipped out. The notion of framing it as an infiltration of the Game Awards show in true Persona 5 fashion was a perfect storm of circumstances and timing that truly made for a legendary reveal. As for the trailer though, it really has that you had to be there syndrome. It is neat that it looks like it was ripped right out of the intro for Persona 5, and there's even some of the iconic Smash characters drawn as shadows for a brief moment, but there's not really a whole lot going on. It is cool that they got the Persona cast to record voiceover narration though, a privilege typically reserved for the anime-esque characters. So while everything was executed just about perfectly, it still is a bit of a shame that we never got a CGI trailer of Joker interacting with the other Smash characters or something like that. And then before the number one pick, a few quick honorable mentions. Terry Bogard for the sheer amount of SNK fan service. A lot of the origin story for Smash Bros. Comes from Sakurai's time playing King of Fighters in the arcades, so you can see the amount of passion put into this one. Well, if you're not a big SNK fan, a lot of the impact is lost, I think. Personally, I would have rather had my Shiranui, but we all know Smash is for good boys and girls. Inkling, of course, for being the harbinger of a new Smash game, although the hype was mostly for the Smash Ball rather than for the Inklings themselves. Still, it was pretty fun how they started it off as just regular Splatoon action, very reminiscent of how Smash 4's reveal started off with just an ordinary looking Animal Crossing scene. And of course, Chrom, who was just an Echo Fighter, and his reveal was a small gameplay clip of him standing on Castle Siege, but it was still a huge W all the same. Let me have this one. Chrom finally got his chance after being the butt of the joke in Smash 4. But what could be the best reveal in Smash Ultimate's content cycle, if not Joker's? Well, of course, it's gotta be the other Game Awards reveal. Say what you will about the Doritos Pope, but when it comes to Smash Ultimate, at least he's managed to bring the hype. Sephiroth's reveal was played pretty straightforwardly compared to Joker's, but I still place it at the number one spot because it is hands down the best video trailer in Smash Ultimate, maybe even all of the Smash series. I don't know, it's pretty damn good. One Wing Angel is one of the most iconic video game songs of all time. Probably. So just the first few notes before you can even see the character himself really drives home what's about to go down. The Smash CG trailers usually cut off before the new characters get in on the action, and then transitions into gameplay footage. But we got some pretty sick scenes, including of course the iconic shot of Mario getting impaled on the end of Sephiroth's blade, or at least that's what it appears to be. Plus we got a teaser at a new Final Smash for Cloud being his updated Omni Slash version 5. The whole trailer is just a huge love letter specifically to fans of Advent Children, but even just watching Sephiroth cut down the other Smash fighters and the big bad of the story mode effortlessly just to goad Cloud, it's a real treat. Not many people expected another Square Enix character given how notoriously difficult they have been to work with, but Sakurai has proven time and time again he's capable of miracles, so honestly, why was anyone even doubting him at this point? Final Fantasy finally felt like a real series in Smash, or at least Final Fantasy VII. Still, quite an improvement from having only 2 music tracks and basically no spirits. So that's the list, my top 10 for Smash Ultimate characters. I'm sure you probably have different opinions, so feel free to leave a comment. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.